Guys, the Nerdy Grail here. I'm just testing out my new microphone for this so we can get some better sound for this morning because we are very, very tired. Absolutely exhausted. Don't you agree?
Yes.
It's currently 5:05 a.m. in the morning, but that's because this is the video that I did hint at in my last video and said that was coming on my channel. It's the long-awaited London Comic Con Winter 2024. But last time I went to this event was back in 2018, and I met Peter Capaldi back then. Today we do have a lot of big stars going to this event, some of which that we're seeing is we're going to be seeing the 15th Doctor, Mr. Ncuti Gatwa. We're seeing Millie Gibson, who plays Ruby Sunday, and a bit of a late addition to our list of the day, because unfortunately David Bradley did eventually cancel on us, unfortunately. But we did replace it, and my fiance has got something that would like this person to sign. We are going to see... Who are we going to see?
We are going to see Michael Sheen.
Yes, we're going to see Michael Sheen, and we did all think that maybe David Tennant might have popped in as well. Who knows, he could go in, because sometimes celebrities and stars do just come to the Comic-Con normally if they're in the area. But yeah, we're going to see Aziraphale, Mr. Michael Sheen, and get his photo, and you want to get this signed possibly today as well?
Yeah. The irony of going all the way to London to get a Welshman to sign something.
It's going to be really, really good, and I am looking forward to meeting Michael Sheen, to be fair. But also, at the same time, I am bringing, again, my Series 1 Steelbook of Ncuti's first season, because at the Cardiff Comic Con, I got Susan Twist to sign it, and on the back is Anita Dobson, who plays Mrs. Flood. But today, I'm going to hopefully, because unfortunately due to some scheduling issues... We're going to try and get Ncuti Gatwa to sign this and also get Millie Gibson to sign it as well. So hopefully I can tick that off the bingo card. But because unfortunately David Bradley did cancel, there is another guest that they're interested in. Because my fiance earlier this year introduced me to Red Dwarf. And Mr. Chris Barrie is going to the Comic Con, who plays Rimmer. So I thought, why not? I'll bring my collection of Red Dwarf and hopefully get Chris Barrie to sign that as well. But it's going to be a long, long day. We're going to be tired by the end of it. But we're going to, as usual, try and capture a bit of footage for you on the journey there, if we can, and at the event as well, and give you our thoughts, because London is one of the biggest Comic Cons in the UK. So, it's going to be crazy. But we're going to have a good time, aren't we, I think?
Yeah, it should be fun.
It will be fun. But we've got a train to catch, so we're going to see you all... Either we'll give you a bit of footage for the journey. If not, we will see you outside the venue. See you soon.
See you soon.
Allora, vedi?
Oh yeah. And we've finally taken a short little break now, and it is currently 20 past 12. We've been wandering around this Comic-Con for about 3 hours, and oh boy, what an experience it's been so far. We've had some good moments, but we've had a few shocking twists and speed bumps in the road. And our first impressions of London Comic Cob Winter is mixed, to say the least. It still could end positive, but at the moment I've sort of got mixed feelings. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it doesn't seem as organised as you would expect from a big London one.
Yeah, it does feel a bit of disarray. Like, trying to find where you got a queue for a photo shoot is really, really complicated. I've seen a couple of the staff members get a bit frustrated as well. The whole situation with diamond passes as well hasn't really been made fully clear. And obviously because of scheduling changes, unfortunately, I've been unable to get my autograph with Ncuti Gatwa, which I understand obviously they got to prioritise the diamond passes, which is fair enough, but they should have been able to compensate a little bit for that. But it is what it is, and the same's going for Millie Gibson. I'm yet to have my autograph of Millie, but she is here all day, so I still might be able to get that. But again, because of diamond passes, they haven't got onto the regular batches yet to get for the virtual queue, which is unfortunate. But we have managed to have our photo with Millie. We had our TARDIS prop photo, which was pretty well organised and was really nice. And Millie was lovely, I'd say. Absolutely lovely person. And this being her first Comic-Con, you could see the nerves on her face, especially when she first entered the photo booth. But it was really lovely, and all the fans have been great. There's been some fantastic cosplays around this event as well. Lots of Doctor Who ones, although you're still unique, being the only toy maker that we've seen. You've had a few comments about that as well.
Yeah, Cardiff, we saw some dressed in his German outfits, but there hasn't been a single toy maker at this one that we've seen so far.
No, but we did get to see Michael Sheen to start with. You got your autograph on your Good Omens DVD.
Yeah, and we've got a photo shoot with him later.
So that'll be good. And I did manage to get a autograph so far today. I got this just in case. We met Chris Barrie, who plays Rimmer in Red Dwarf, and he signed my box set to Jack. Mr. Flibbles is very cross. Best wishes, Chris Barrie. I had to. It's like one of my favourite quotes, I think, from the whole show. And we had an interesting conversation with Chris Barrie himself, really, didn't he? He said that it's not one of his favourite episodes, the quarantine episode, but
yeah, he said it was a bit of an ordeal to film that one.
Yeah. So we're just having a little bit of a break before our photo shoot with Ncuti Gatwa commences, which has been pushed to the PM really for us now. Originally we were in the AM, but because they are doing the diamond passes and Ncuti's scheduling conflicts and changes, they've done it a bit differently. So we do have our photo shoot with Ncuti, and then we will probably have some food because we are starving and we've eaten very little today. And we'll probably do a wander around the stalls, buy lots of merch, see a couple of talks, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get my Millie autograph throughout the day.
Hopefully.
Because, yeah, I would like to be able to walk away having one of my two major autographs signed today, personally. But I would say in terms of stalls around the event, it's pretty good. Like Cardiff last month, there's lots on offer. If you love Funko Pops, you're in for a treat in this Comic-Con. Yeah, I'd say that side of things is still really, really good. And the
stalls are great.
And the staff, for the most part, even though it's not been the best in terms of organisation, have been quite polite and they have been helpful to a degree.
They're doing the best they can.
Yeah. So no criticisms there. It just feels almost like this is their first year again doing it, even though they haven't. They've been doing it.
Well, there's also a bit of an issue because this year they've had to put it all on one floor instead of spreading it over two floors because there's another event going on the second floor. Yeah,
but hey ho, we're taking it in our stride. We're still trying to remain as positive as we can because I do love Comic Cons and they are fun. But we are obviously running on very little sleep today. But we're going to put this on pause, have a little bit of a break, and we will see you after our photo shoot with Ncuti, where we have a little bit of a break for lunch and see how that got on. See you in a bit.
In a bit.
Hey guys, and I am back. So I actually am filming this the next morning because we didn't get back home until about 9, half 9 last night from the Comic Con, and I was absolutely shattered after getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I thought I would do this the very next day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly talk over my experience, so the positives, the negatives, and then I'm going to show you what I got at the Comic Con. Overall, it was an okay day. So let's start with the positives of the day. The positives I would say is I did quite like the space that was given out in the venue. Now I know before they used both floors, so you'd have maybe the photos and all on the one floor, and then you'd have all the stalls on the bottom floor. So to a degree, it did feel a little bit more empty than usual. But there was lots of space. You never felt too tightly packed where you couldn't move around or see something at a stall. There was just enough space to move around, so that was quite good for me, really. I quite liked that. The staff that we spoke to, they were, on the whole, quite friendly. They gave decently useful information, at least from the staff that we spoke to. I know some other people and other cosplayers that I talked to at the convention didn't have as best an experience in that regard, at least in their opinion. But I thought that for the staff that we talked to, they were all really kind and really helpful and did answer a lot of our questions for us. I would say also then the guests that we did meet, because we met a lot of guests in the end, we did luckily manage to get our photo shoot with Ncuti Gatwa. We met Millie Gibson, we met Sheen, we met Chris Barrie, and we met the man who plays Colonel Ibrahim Alexander, and he was also really lovely. We had a nice chat with him. So every guest that we saw, thank you, you were lovely, and it was a pleasure meeting and speaking to you all. So that was really good. Merchandise, I got a lot of merchandise. There was a lot of fantastic stalls. There was a lot of variety. It was really, really good. And we also did a talk, which I'll pop on the screen here, a couple of photos that I took from it, with Chris Barrie. It lasted about 25-30 minutes, and it was really, really, really good. Really, really funny. Love Chris Barrie. Legend from Red Dwarf, and he gives a bit of insight into that next year, around, I think he said late spring, early summer, probably May, June time, that's when we can roughly expect some more Red Dwarf to sort of start creeping onto our screens, coming back for another special or another couple of specials. So that was really, really good. I love that talk. That's the only talk we managed to get to during the day. Which is a little unfortunate because we wanted to see a couple more, but it was still a really good talk, and I love Chris Barrie. He was a legend. Now, food-wise as well, there wasn't an awful lot of choice, but I do remember back in 2018 that was also the case. But the food that we had was really, really nice. I don't know whether that was just because I was absolutely starving at that point in the day, or whether it generally was nice, but for what I had, it was lovely. Me and my fiancée, we just had simple pizza and chips. It was a little bit pricey, but that was to be expected with Comic Cons. It's always more expensive at an event like that. But it was nice. I did enjoy it, so that was a positive. Now, in terms of the negatives of the day, there was only one big negative of the day, if I'm being perfectly honest, and I know a lot of Comic-Con goers on the Saturday in particular, and they felt this. There was a bit of an issue with the Ncuti Gatwa photo shoots and the autographs in regards to diamond passes, and so a lot of people didn't get to have an autograph. Like myself, I unfortunately didn't get my autograph with Ncuti Gatwa. I did, however, luckily get my photograph. But I know there's loads of people. I even spoke to a couple of diamond pass holders, and they didn't get to have their photos with Ncuti either, so they were really frustrated at that. And Ncuti was also late to his second photo shoot by, I think, nearly 30 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes, and that was towards the time where he had to leave early, because he had to leave by 2 o'clock. And so it meant that loads of people went without. Some people I spoke to had literally just travelled down for Ncuti and couldn't come back on the Sunday, so it was really, really unfortunate. And so it caused me a lot of stress, I know, at the time. My fiancée would agree with that. I was really stressed that I was going to lose out. We got so lucky that we were able to get in there right at the last minute, literally about 5 minutes after me and my fiancée managed to get our photos. Shooty had to leave. He left, and they had to try and offer people refunds or to come back the next day by giving them free entry. So it did cause a lot of stress, and it caused a lot of congestion around the area, blocking up all the stalls. There was people who were struggling to stand for that long, because obviously people come to their photo shoots a little bit early as well, so there'd be people who've been standing there for like 45 minutes. Yeah, so that wasn't the best. That did put a little bit of a dampener on the day, but that was the only real negative of the day, if I'm being perfectly honest. Overall, it was a fairly pleasant experience. And the venue itself was quite clean, quite tidy. There was a bit of construction work going on outside. I know the taxi guy said it has given all the builders a lot of entertainment seeing all the cosplays, which there were some brilliant cosplays at that event as well. Absolutely fantastic. Loved it. But yeah, so that's sort of my positives and negatives of the day. So now let's have a little look at some of the photos that we did manage to get. So the first photo shoot we did of the day was the Millie Gibson TARDIS photo shoot, which I'll pop a picture of on the screen right here. It was a fantastic photo shoot. This being Millie Gibson's first convention, she did look really nervous when she came in. She had her head in her hands, and she was like, but she was blushing. She was so happy to see everybody, and it went really, really well. Lovely, lovely. Lovely to meet you, Millie. It was a pleasure. Then the next photo shoot we did of the day was, I believe, that we did manage to get our photo with Ncuti Gatwa, just by the skin of our teeth, which, oh bless him, he was putting on a brave face. I gave him his sonic screwdriver as well. I nearly left it in his hands because they were rushing us at that point to get in and out, that I literally almost left my sonic screwdriver with him, and he was there holding it like, whoa, why have I got this? But yeah, he was lovely. Ncuti, you did everything that you could do in that situation, but we could tell, even looking at the photos, that he might have felt a little bit uncomfortable given the circumstances that was going on. But it was a pleasure to meet him for what it's worth, even for those few seconds. Then our last photo shoot of the day was with Mr. Michael Sheen. Lovely guy. We met him right at the start of the day for an autograph. My fiance got him to sign the Good Omens DVD. And we said that we were going to see him later on in the day for a photo shoot. And then when we went back, it was about 5:30 when we had our photo shoot. And he said, it is much later in the day that you're coming. So we literally started and bookended him, really. Start and end of the day. He really did fulfill our Comic Con experience. But he was lovely. Absolute pleasure to meet Michael as well. And then in between, like I said, I did get a few other guests that I got to meet, like Alexander, who plays Colonel Ibrahim, and also Chris Barrie, who plays Rimmer in Red Dwarf. And I did get them to sign a few things. So Chris Barrie signed my Red Dwarf box set, and I got him to sign it with a quote as well. To Jack, Mr. Flibbles is very cross. Best wishes, Chris Barrie. And I thought that was brilliant. We had a good conversation about that particular episode, Quarantine. He said it wasn't one of his favourites to film. It was a little bit awkward, but he did enjoy it. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing more of Red Dwarf and seeing Rimmer for one last time or a couple more times, who knows. But that was the Red Dwarf box set, and it was a pleasure to meet Chris Barrie. I also initially obviously wanted to get Ncuti's signature and Millie's signature on my Series 1 Steelbook. I have built up a lot of signatures on my Series 1 Steelbook now, though. So on the front, I still only have my Susan Twist, because I wanted Ncuti to sign it around here. But unfortunately, I didn't get my autograph with Ncuti. But I did still get 2 other autographs to sign on this Steelbook. So if I turn it over, by here, I did manage to get Millie Gibson to sign it. So we got Millie Gibson, Ruby, and she even gave like a little winky face. Up here was still the Anita Dobson, Mrs. Flood one from before. I'm glad that she did still follow the character theme as well. So we got Mrs. Flood, Ruby, and then over here, Alexander signed to Jack from Colonel Ibrahim, and then put his signature down the bottom as well. So I got Colonel Ibrahim as well. So yeah, I am building up a bit of a bingo card on this Steelbook. I am still on the hunt for Bonnie Langford as well, who I know is apparently was doing the Sunday of this Comic Con. But yeah, so eventually I will get Ncuti's signature on this, but at least I did manage to get Millie and Colonel Ibrahim. So that's really, really nice. So it wasn't a complete waste. And like I said, I did get my photo with Ncuti, so I can't complain too much. And then we also got a bit of merch, so I'm going to pause the video, grab the merch, and I will show you some of the merchandise that I picked up at the convention. So, merchandise. Now, my whole merch haul for this convention was Funko Pops. I just went absolutely wild with the Funko Pops. There were so many different ones that I wanted, from so many different franchises that I'm collecting. I went a bit wild. So, I'm going to start with a Jumbo Funko that I got. And it's one that I've been wanting for a long, long time because I'm a huge fan of the Lizard in the Spider-Man universe, and in particular the one from The Amazing Spider-Man played by Reese Fans. I do have the hot toy of that Lizard. I have a normal Lizard Funko, but I've been trying to track this down for a while, and it is the No Way Home final battle scene build set that you can get one of like all the Sinister Six and the Spider-Man in order to build this big battle set. And I've been trying to track down the Lizard variant, but luckily at the last stall that we tried for the Funko Pops, I did spot it in the corner of my eye, and so I had to grab it because I did say on the day, if I see it, I'm picking it up because I put it off for far too long. So that was the first Funko that I got. Another Funko Pop that I got was, again, it was one that sold out very quick. Especially when the movie came out and they started announcing Funko Pops for it. It's one of my favourite animated films so far of the year. I did an unboxing a while ago, unboxing the Steelbook and the regular 4K. What is that film? Well, it was Inside Out 2. And I know the very first Funko Pop that sold out, like probably I think within a day, was Anxiety. And I've been searching for this for a long time, but not on eBay at the time. They were going for ridiculous prices, some going like £40 odd up, some I saw for like £70, £80. I couldn't pay that for just one Funko Pop, but luckily one of the stalls had a couple of copies of Anxiety. Still sounds weird saying that, on the shelf for about £20, and I was like, yes, I'm going to grab this instantly. So I had to get the Funko Pop for Anxiety. It is my favourite character in the movie. Brilliant movie as well. If you haven't seen it, go see it. But yeah, that is the Anxiety Funko Pop. I also obviously have been collecting a lot of Sonic Funko Pops, and I'm a massive fan of glow-in-the-dark Funkos. So when I saw this one, I had to pick it up. It was perfect. Silver the Hedgehog, who also glows in the dark. I love Silver, good character. Not my favourite character, but is a character that I would love to see come to the big screen. Obviously, later this year we got Sonic the Hedgehog 3, so we'll have Shadow in it. They did tease that Sonic 4 is going to happen probably, and there will be another new character. I would love to see Silver on the big screen. So when I saw this Funko, I had to pick it up. Then I got another Marvel Funko Pop. And this is also one that I've been trying to get my hands on for a while when they announced them. I'm a massive fan of the game. In fact, obviously I've done a video on this in the first of my Symbiote saga, which, don't worry, I am going to return to. I did promise the Spider-Man 3, the movie variant, would be the next one. So I did a Symbiote saga video on Marvel's Insomniac Spider-Man 2's Black Suit arc, and they did do a Funko Pop of it. And I managed to find it at the convention. Peter Parker Symbiote suit. So the black suit from the video game. I do have the hot toy of it, which I have also done an unboxing of. But I managed to find the Funko Pop. They never sell this Funko Pop near me. It's either just regular Advanced Suit 2.0, Miles, and Venom. I've not seen the black suit, but I saw it at the convention, and I thought I must grab it because it was amazing. And the detailing on this Funko Pop is actually really, really good. So I was really glad to grab this. And then obviously one of my biggest franchises that I love, as you can see from the background and from over there, I've got my Millie and Ncuti figures because I met both of them yesterday, is Doctor Who. There was a Doctor Who stall I bought off this guy back in Cardiff where I got my Pyramids of Mars set and other sets like that, and my Adipose glow-in-the-dark Funko Pop. And I bought more Funko Pops from him. I decided to go for like a theme, like a trio theme, because obviously the Fourth Doctor is my favourite Doctor, and I love Sarah Jane. And so I saw 3 Funko Pops next to each other, surprisingly, and I thought I've got to grab all 3 of them right now. The first of these, and you might notice the theme then, is I did manage to get myself a 4th Doctor Funko Pop. 4th Doctor's my favourite Doctor. I've been after a 4th Doctor Funko Pop for a very long time. I thought I've got to grab it while it's there. I'm not going to miss out. I love Tom Baker. He is amazing. So I got that one. I then also saw a K9 Funko Pop. And for me, when you think of K9, you usually think of him with the 4th Doctor. Obviously, he did appear with the 10th Doctor as well. But you think of K9 and you think of the 4th Doctor. So I thought, gotta grab a K9 because K9 is amazing. And then, obviously, when you think of the 4th Doctor's era, yes, she did get her own spin-off, and yes, she did come back in the new series, but when I think of this companion, I still think of Classic Who, and that is the late, great Elizabeth Sladen, who played Sarah Jane Smith. And what I love in particular about this Sarah Jane Funko is this means a lot to me, because Sarah in this Funko Pop is actually dressed in a Hand of Fear outfit, and she even is doing the her handout where she was wearing Eldrad's ring and where she would like kill people, unfortunately, but like possessed Sarah. And the Hand of Fear was my very first ever Doctor Who story, so that's the story that got me into this franchise in the first place. So this Funko Pop is going to be treasured for me for forever. So I had to grab this one as well. So K9, the 4th Doctor, and Sarah Jane were my pickups. But that is it. That is all my pickups from the convention, and that is it. That's all the Comic Cons for 2024 wrapped up. Me and my fiance do already have Comic Con Manchester in the pipeline for next year, and who knows what other conventions we might end up going to. But that was it, and that's my vlog from Comic Con London Film and Comic Con Winter 2024. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please like it by giving it a thumbs up. Comment down below, did you attend the convention? What are your thoughts? Did you book to see Ncuti Gatwa? Did you get his photo? Did you get his autograph? And subscribe if you are new. But for now, this is the Nerdy Grail signing off. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye for now, everyone.